Oh, hiya. Hi. Jan here. Jan? Yeah, that's right. No, not John. Short for January. You know, like winter. Oh, no, don't worry. It's not like I had far to travel, really, is it? Well, to be honest, there hasn't really been much work for anyone recently, has there? I guess I've been watching a lot of Real Housewives lately. 18 months ago, I never watched any reality TV, but now I've pretty much worked my way through the entire Bravo back catalogue. Now, that was hard work. New York City, Salt Lake City, Atlanta, Orange County, New Jersey, Potomac, you name it, I've watched it. It's not like we had much else to do, really, is it? Don't get me wrong, I didn't enjoy watching grown women flipping tables or defrauding little old ladies, or in one very dramatic episode, throwing her own goddamn prosthetic leg across the room. I didn't enjoy it, but it did remind me that the world was still turning, that somewhere, someone with more money than sense was still playing the victim. Well, I guess now that things are a bit more normal, I've been trying to get out and be around my community a bit more. Well, I moved home right at the beginning of... And that's like, well, why I'm here and why... Oh, I went to see a play last week. I know, right? Dead fancy me. Went all the way to that London to see a bunch of cis men moan about how the gays were treated 50 years ago. I went for a piss at half-time and got the dirtiest looks from all these posho women who smell like Holland and Barrett. What do you think I'm going to do, love? Piss in your quinoa salad? On the tube to the train after the show, I did get a bit teary. Well, it's still part of our history, isn't it? And one of the characters did die, so of course I cried. But like, this whole play about HIV/AIDS didn't have one single trans person in it. They were lamenting and remembering this queer phobia as if it was long forgotten history, not something that your trans siblings are living and breathing every single fucking day. But they don't see that, do they? They've assimilated now. Aside from the gay bashing here and there. Not to play that down or anything. It's just like, you can get married, you can have kids, you can do all that bullshit, and I can't even get the bank to change the name on my debit card because my GP's a knob, you know? So, yeah, that's what I've been up to lately, I guess. Someone I admire? Well, do they have to work in a cinema? Well, I belong to a culture that includes Eddie Izzard, Monroe Bergdorf, Jamie Windus, Travis Alabanza, even Joan of fucking Arc. OMG, did you know that an openly queer African royal was responsible for slowing the slave trade in Central Africa? They're fucking inspiring, man. Queen Nzinga Mbande, though they made everyone call them king. That energy. They resisted the Portuguese invasion and the enslavement of the Mbundu people for decades. They had multiple husbands and wives, and some of their wives were assigned male at birth too. Do you know how I learnt about them? Well, it wasn't school. Didn't learn any black history, let alone queer black history. It wasn't even YouTube or like a documentary or anything like that. It was a fucking drag show. This amazing drag king did this whole act about them. That's where queer history's been recorded, not in schools, in bars and clubs. That shit should be on the syllabus. Do you know what? I'm so tired. We're all so tired. That's what really ties us together. Not some bullshit medical diagnosis or surgery or trauma. Fucking-exhaustion. All throughout history, we've been there. Why do we have to claim it? Sorry. I'm going on a bit of a rant here, aren't I? I guess I'm just nervous. Aside from my GP, you're the only non-family member I've spoken to since this whole thing started. And that's not a joke. And of course, my GP won't let me talk about joy or euphoria. It has to be gender dysphoria for it to count. Has to hurt, or else they won't sign off my little tranny certificate, will they? Gatekeeping fucks. In 5 years. Well, hopefully I'll have tits. Probably shouldn't talk about my tits in a job interview, should I? Okay. In 5 years, I want to be living in a world of trans mediocrity, where we can be just as mediocre as cis white men and still get the job. Where we don't have to be defined by our bravery, and where we don't have to be fighting a war to count. I want to live in a world where we don't have to be murdered to be remembered. Ooh, pretty bleak way to end, eh? Yeah, thanks for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. Yeah, thanks. Bye.